Catnip, of course, is used to stimulate cats. It almost intoxicates them. It's sacred to the ancient Egyptian goddess Bast, or Bast, cat goddess, also known as Bastet and all sorts of different names. And it's also used in basic healing types of spells. Recognize this flower? Probably looks like an iris, right? Well, it is. This special type of iris is called the orris. The root is powdered and added to love incenses, or sprinkled on the sheets, and rubbed on the body to bring love. Growing the flower in your garden spreads loving vibrations throughout your property. If you wish, construct a pendulum by attaching a cord to a piece of the dried orris root, and use this to contact the subconscious or psychic mind. Orris can also be added to any psychic type sachet or incense. For a quick whorehound spell, add some to your pocket for protection. Tansy is an ancient plant, often carried to promote love. Many peoples have also worn tansy to lengthen the lifespan. Hey, that looks like angelica. Yeah, it's a great herb. It looks like celery, doesn't it? It's used for healing, visions, exorcism, and protecting the home. This feathery green plant is known as yarrow. Yarrow has an ancient magical history. Carried, the fragrant flowers of this plant send out love vibrations and also help to attract new friends. Therefore, the flowers can be added to any sort of love sachets or amulets. A tea made from the flowers of this plant, when drunk, stimulates psychic powers. This green plant is known as mugwort. Mugwort isn't as bizarre as it sounds. Mug simply means mother, and wort, W-O-R-T, means herb. Mugwort, when stuffed into a pillow and slept upon, produces vivid psychic dreams. Ruled by the moon, it is also burned with sandalwood during scrying sessions when you look into a quartz crystal sphere. And a brew of mugwort is used to wash quartz crystal spheres or magic mirrors to heighten their abilities to tap our psychic minds. Mugwort is often placed near the bed or worn to promote healing and is carried for protection. Recognize this plant? No, not the bird. Bird's a peacock. Ivy is a potent household guardian, grown in the home, or even a piece of it placed in the home. It protects and guards everyone within it. This is sandalwood. You've probably never seen it in this form before. This includes blocks, chunks of the wood, and also various products carved with sandalwood. Sandalwood is an herb with ancient spiritual associations. It's often used in protection, healing, and exorcism type of spells. It's burned during seances and during full moon rituals, often mixed with frankincense for this purpose. Powdered sandalwood can be scattered around a place to clear it of negativity, and is often used as an incense base. This is a very rare herb called wood aloes. It took me years to find some, and I finally found it here in San Diego. It's usually expensive, but well worth the cost. Anciently, the wood aloes was burned to attract good fortune, and was also used in incenses and magical evocatory rites during the Renaissance. These were rituals designed to bring about an actual physical manifestation of a spirit. This isn't my bag, but some people are into things like this. This is dragon's blood. No, it's not the blood of a dragon. It's actually the resin from a tree that grows in the Middle East. Dragon's blood is used in protective rituals. It's used in rituals designed to attract love. It's added to other incenses to increase their potency and power, and is burned as an incense to drive away evil or negativity from the place in which it is burned. Bet you don't know what this is. It's camphor. Now, most of the camphor sold in the United States is artificial. This is genuine camphor. Camphor comes from the Far East. It's from Malaysia, China, places like that. And this is a substance distilled from the roots of the wood itself. Camphor is used in healing type of spells. It can be added to healing sachets and amulets. A bit of it can be burned, although it's rather strong. And some people carry camphor to ward off colds. Copal is a herb, actually a gum from a tree that grows in Mexico and Central America. I consider copal to be a New World substitute for frankincense. And it can be used for all the different various purposes that frankincense is used for. Spicy carnation, sweet rose, bitter geranium, resinous lavender. Oils are liquid herb essences containing all their powers and magical effectiveness. Scents or aromas may be summed up as vibrations we detect through our sense of smell. True rosemary oil, for instance, contains most of the energies that the fresh herb itself does. Thus, either the herb itself or its oil can be used in magic with equal effectiveness. I'm talking about natural oils here, or rather oils that have been extracted from plant materials by steam distillation, alcohol extraction, and by other methods. Although you can find a large variety of so-called essential oils in gift shops and other stores, few, if any, of these are unadulterated, and many are completely synthetic. It takes a trained nose to tell the true from the false in oils, the full strength from the diluted. But unless you're prepared to spend several $100s on quality oils, use the ones that feel right to you, that seem to smell the way nature intended. That's most important. $100 an ounce oils are more effective magically because they are true plant oils. But use what you can find, or if you're adventurous, make up a few. You can do this by using a variation of enfleurage, a process whereby the essential oils of flowers or leaves are transferred to a fat or oil. Using a clear, lightly scented oil, such as apricot or safflower, you create a scented oil, not a pure plant oil, but with luck and practice it can come close, and it certainly is magically effective. To make your own oils, you need a large supply of fresh or dried flowers, leaves, or seeds. Scented oils can be made of one ingredient or a combination of several. It's best to start with one herb first. You'll also need a large, open-mouthed jar with a tight-fitting lid, cheesecloth, and a good base oil, such as apricot, safflower, or sesame. Don't use olive oil. Its scent is too heavy for good results. In my book, Magical Herbalism, I described this process, but didn't include the cheesecloth. Since the oil has to be strained periodically, the cheesecloth makes this much easier. Now fill the cheesecloth with enough flowers or leaves to fill the jar. It depends basically how big of a jar you use, how much flowers you actually need, but this is good for our demonstration purposes. Now, put the cheesecloth into the jar and cover it with a light base oil, such as safflower or or apricot.